Hey, what's going on guys, Mixuba here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a Naya Adventures deck for standard best of 3. So while these Adventures decks have typically been Teamer, the blue being for cards like Brazen Borrower, Fae of Wishes, Counter Magic, Teamer Ultimatum, all that stuff, we are running white instead of blue, which gives us access to a bunch of cool spells that I think really make the difference right now. I think Naya is actually better than Teamer at the moment, and the first of which is, I don't want to say new, but fairly new with the release of Strixhaven, Elite Spellbinder. You guys know this card. When it ETBs, you look at your opponent's hand, you exile a card from it, then the opponent gets taxed for 2 mana if ever they want to cast it. This coupled with another white card, Dranith Magistrate, basically just a 2 mana 1/3, your opponent can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. So if you play this on 2 and then you play the Spellbinder on 3, they literally just cannot cast the spell that you exiled because the Magistrate is still on the field. So it's a cute little combo. The Magistrate's also here as a anti-meta tech for a bunch of stuff. In Adventure Mirrors, your opponent will be able to cast creatures in their adventure zone, plus it's a little bit difficult to remove in Adventure Mirrors, right? Like, let's say you're against another Naya opponent, they can't really stomp it. I mean, they can double stomp it, but they can't single stomp it. Giant Killer doesn't hit it. There's no actual, like, main deck removal for this thing. So, I mean, you have Kabira Takedown, sorry. But you guys know what I'm saying. It's not exactly the easiest card to remove in Adventure Mirrors. It's also here for Ultimatum, because Ultimatum reads that after you cast Ultimatum, they cast 2 of the 3 chosen spells. They literally just can't cast them because they're on the stack, not their hands. So Magistrate also shuts down Ultimatum. And there's been like a surge in Croxa decks because of Croakies. He ran it during the MIQ. So I've been facing a lot of Croxa decks in Mythic right now, and your opponent can't cast, or they can't escape their Croxa if the Magistrate's on the field. So I really like this card, but it's not exactly part of our engine. It's more of an anti-meta tech card. And so we have more in the sideboard. You have the third one. I never would really run 4 because I've played games where the card's great. I have put in all 3 copies, but then you just run out of gas. And that's pretty funny to say because this deck has so much card advantage in it. So we'll get onto the card advantage in just a moment. I want to cover one of the other white cards, Clarion Spirit. This deck double spells a lot, like a lot. And you have a lot of 1 mana things to do. You have all of these plus the Heart's Desire. So you can typically cast a 1 mana spell and another spell, or a 2 mana spell and another spell, and make a million 1/1s. You guys know this card from other type of... Oh, card has always been in Naya Adventure since it's released, but from also like mono white stuff and the Lumamancer decks, the decks that double spell a lot. So Clarion Spirit's great, coupled with Sentinel. It basically makes more creatures to make more mana, which is another reason to be in white. The Clarion Spirit is a really good card. The last only white card we have is Giant Killer. This card is so good right now. I can't even stress that enough. Definitely 4 main deck copies. The amount of things you can chop down against the Izzet Spells deck who have the Goldspan Dragon, against anything aggressive with bigger creatures. You have like other Lovestruck Beasts, other Bone Crusher Giants, big annexes, plenty of stuff. Just the more you play this card, the more you notice how many creatures have more than 4 power that you could just giant kill. It's so good. And the last white spell that's not a land in the deck is Showdown. If you needed more card advantage, like your adventure package wasn't enough, yeah, like the whole thing, and the Toski wasn't enough, you even have 4 Showdown of the Scalds to just 4 mana draw 4 plus make all your creatures bigger. This card has been in Naya Adventures since it was released, right? Like for a long time. And we still run it here. Amazing card. And yeah, we also have more card advantage in the form of Toski. You go super wide with a lot of your adventure creatures, making a lot of 1/1s from Clarion Spirit, that type of thing. So Toski is great in the deck. Not great in every matchup, but we do run 2 main deck copies. We have Sentinel to help ramp and fix our mana. And it's pretty much a Llanowar Elves because of how wide we can go with the Clarion Spirit, and everything else is just more adventure creatures. You guys know them by now. Mana base is also fairly standard. We have all the Naya pathways, some Fabled Passage, and some basics. I don't really want any tap lands other than Kabira Takedown. We are a 23 land deck, and with the 2 takedowns makes it 25, so we shouldn't have that much trouble hitting our land drops, but it happens to me here and there. I've used this card as a removal spell a lot. It is very solid. You go super wide. Again, we have a kind of sub-go-wide theme in the deck, so Takedown is amazing. And in the sideboard, we'll go over it now. We are a Giganta deck. You can probably add like Kazandu Mammoth, Great Henge if you really want. I think Giganta is worth cutting those cards because the deck is fairly lean as it is. You don't really want to invest in a henge. I don't think this is a henge deck. If you want, like, cleave wouldn't be bad to end the game sooner, but I think it's pretty cool, like, the way it is, just a grindy mid-range deck. And we have Gigantha to, you know, help us out if we ever run out of gas, which, believe it or not, actually has happened to me. Melee, really good right now. Mono red, dragon, that type of thing. The third Magistrate. Casket for aggro decks. Vortex against Ultimatum. The Magistrate, Spellbinder, and Vortex are your main tools against Ultimatum. Oh, along with Redain. So while you are a mid-range deck, you have the tools to actually mess with them and kill them while they're stumbling, trying to get past your little combos and disruption and trying not to die from getting beat down with your big creatures or dying to your Vortex. So the Ultimatum matchup really isn't that bad. But yeah, more Redains for Ultimatum, any other control type match. Rip Apart's been really good for me. The fact that we can have a removal spell or artifact or enchantment hate's really good. Like against mono red, this card's not perfect, but very, very playable. And that type of thing. I faced the Winota decks that really like to play the shield because the protector shield side of Redain is really good against us. And we actually are able to side in artifact hate that can also be creature hate. So really good card. Clothis, again, rise in Croxa decks. Some decks use the graveyard, some decks have a lot of trouble removing it. I like one Croxa, and we got some Ox for the Rogues matchup. Anyways, guys, if you like the deck, be sure to drop a like on the video. It will be in the description down below, and consider subscribing. It motivates me to make more content. So that's gonna be it for me, guys. Let's get into some games. I mean, my hand's not horrible. We can play Giant Killer. We can play this stuff on 4. Is this even keepable, though? Oh, man. I don't know what I'm up against. We probably have to fetch white on 1. Alright, I'll keep. Sure. We have 4 lands against white. Okay, so really just looking for other adventure creatures. Against white, we're not going to find anything, at least for a while, to chop down. So we are going to play a turn 1 Giant Killer and pass. Let's go. Blocker secured. Aspirant. Scary card. Could we please find a Bone Crusher Giant? Nope. Hold open, tap, I guess. And we have drawn all the card advantage with like 1 creature. We go to tap the Alseid, they don't gain the life. Not ideal. Spellbinder will come down. Sure, take what you want. Maybe this was a mulligan. Maybe this was too aggressive of a keep. Good draw. Definitely a good draw. We do it now. I have to take out the Aspirant. I'll get this down. Now, do we attack? I mean, I'm not blocking, so I'll offer the trade. And we're not exactly doing anything else with 1 mana. Second Spellbinder. What are you going to take my other Showdown? Second Showdown stolen, okay. And now we're getting beat down. So we need some spells. What's better, playing Toski? Or playing Bone Crusher Giant? I think we play Toski this turn. It's going to be an indestructible blocker, and if the opponent doesn't trade their Spellbinder away, we get to draw a card. I'm going to fetch another white. It's also more mana efficient. Opponent trades. Cool. They trade their Alseid for it, but I think that's okay. That's fine. Triple Spellbinder. Alright. Nice Spellbinder. 2 in the air. I am going to die. This is an actual problem. Okay. Well, we attack. We literally have to. And we see what we draw. More land. So that's game. If I play this, I can block 1. I'm just dead if I... Yeah. So... rough keep, but the opponent drew 3 3/1 flyers, and I drew 1 Bone Crusher Giant, so, you know, it is what it is. It be what it be. Let's get some glass caskets. Get some rip aparts. I think that's enough of that. We can drop off Toskies. Don't need more Toskies. We can trim this down to 1 copy. We can trim some Spellbinder, and we can trim a Showdown. Is that good? I mean, Giant Killer is not, like, stellar amazing, but it does the job. 1/2 blocker, solid. After a Luminarch Aspirant puts enough counters on something, it can chop down. It draws a card off Innkeeper. Am I supposed to play another Showdown? I don't think so. No Toskies for sure. Yeah, I think we just go like this. Okay. All right. Let's keep better hands, especially knowing I'm against something fast. Mono white on the play, with me keeping a very slow hand, was not the best call. Okay, hand is better. I will keep this. Now what? Do we fetch on 1, or do we play the 1/1? Oh, man. I kind of want to play the 1/1, but I'm also worried I'm not going to draw another land. If I had... Like, if this was untapped, then for sure we're playing it, but because this is tapped, I have to figure out where I'm fitting it onto the curve. I guess we could take 2 turns of removal spells. That sounds okay. I'm playing this on green because I definitely want white on 2. I'd probably play Casket before Rip Apart. Good blocker. Selfless Savior. Well, now we have guaranteed lands up to 4. I will offer the trade. Let's take the Casket. Or let's use the Casket on the dog. I mean, I think Rip Aparting there is actually fine. Aspirant, okay. Interesting. I think another white before we play anything else. And I'm interested to get into their hand. This can still trade, and I think that would be a fine trade to make. Redain, Giant Killer, Glass Casket. So what do we take? 5 mana Chop Down doesn't seem great. Redain dies to a Rip Apart, but so does this. Redain taxes like 2 spells against me, but the shield is a huge pain. The shield also dies to Rip Apart. Tough call. It could just be the Giant Killer for the Chop Down. Make them play... Unless I want them to Glass Casket the Spellbinder, which is, I think, fine. So let's take Giant Killer. If they want to play it as a 1/1, sure. No attacks. Opponent has some good cards, but we're facing a lot less pressure than last time. And they play Redain. Are they going to put a counter on it? Put a counter on it, okay. That means that it might be able to get chopped down soon enough. Let's fetch some red. So this means that I kind of want them to put the counter on the Redain, so I can take it out with a chop down. Does that mean I'm just playing this turn? I think it does. Okay. I play my 5/5. Your go. And I think... I'm not sure where they're going to put the counter. What I really don't want to happen is for them to put the counter on the Aspirant. Casket my left struck beast, that's fine. We have to get out of their hand somehow. Perfect, they put the counter on the Redain. It's exactly what I want. No blocks, I'll take some damage. Now, untapped land would be great. That's tapped land, less great. So, what are we doing? I can chop this down and play it out. I can play the 1/1 and hold open chop down. I think I play this as a land. And I think I pass. I'm definitely on the defensive, at least for now. See, the problem here is if I don't remove this magistrate, then I won't be able to cast my adventure spells. But we can remove it with a rip apart. Alright, I think I just pass like this. So is it play 1/1 or is it pass? I think it's just pass. I want to be able to play my 5/5. I can't risk just not having removal for the magistrate. I wish I'd drawn this later in the game, but I need mana. Where's the counter going? It's going on the magistrate. Alright, that's kind of an issue. Okay. I'll make that trade. And then we can take out the Redain. And then we can rip apart this Luminarch Aspirant. So you're dying. Hold on, you know what? Let's play this first. I want to use all my mana. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3. Oh, yeah, like this. And then hold open Boros for the rip apart. We're going to tax whatever this is. Land. Alright, fair enough. 3 damage to a creature. I think killing this is more important than taking out the casket. But it's good to know that we have that option if ever they brick on creatures. And yeah, 5 mana chop down is like not ideal, but we have a Lovestruck Beast that, you know, we'll just get chopped down and then start getting tapped. Dog. Sure. Is the opponent going to hold open chop down? It appears they will. Okay. Good draw. Really good draw. Let's get in there. Innkeeper. Giant Killer. Do I play out another Giant Killer or do I buy Gigantha? I think I just play this out right now. Go wider, draw some more cards. I hit my land. I could play this out and then give them a chop down target. I think I buy Gigantha. I think that's fine. The glass casket comes down. Takes my spellbinder. Okay, so they're worried about getting beaten down. Showdown. Okay. Cool. Ooh. Not mean to do that. We're attacking here. I want this alive. Yeah. That seems fine. And now we just take over the game with our card advantage. Okay, lands. Cool. Yeah, the opponent scoops. Alright. Handled. From here, we just play a bunch of beaters and slowly take the opponent apart. Alright, so what do we want? I don't think Clothis is very good. It doesn't affect the board. Toski, definitely bad. Rolling Vortex, not good. No red cap melee. Redain is like okay, but I think I like my setup as is. I think we just run it back. Okay. Let's go. I want to see some Bone Crusher Giants. I want to see some Innkeepers and some Bone Crusher Giants. Well, Innkeeper and Bone Crusher Giant. We don't have any lands, though. But if we draw any third land, then we get to play this and draw a card. After going turn 1, turn 2, Stomp. And if we find white, then we have access to this sweet combo. I think this is worth keeping. Okay, that's not bad, but I still think we start out here. Third land is definitely good, even though it is potentially tapped. Are we going to see like Glass Casket? Opponent attacks for 1, that's fine. Clarion Spirit, also not a bad card. But I do want some lands. We are rocking straight Gruul right now with 4 white cards in hand. Sure. Faceless Haven. Good card. Redain. I stomp. I think it's correct to see what they do and take the 1 damage. Okay, that's frustrating. Having to play tap land here and having no white for 5 white spells is a huge L. But if I could draw another white source off the top, we're in a really good spot. Legion Angel. Okay, so the onslaught begins. I really have to start getting this Clarion Spirit online. White. Let's go. Untapped white. That is not untapped white. But we can still make some flyers, which I think is worth it. Just making a cheeky flyer. No attacks. Okay. Because if I draw any white source, we can double spell. No, no blocks yet. Not just yet. They're not red, they can't cleave us. If I make enough of these 1/1s, I might be able to mass block. Spellbinder. Frustrating. They can tax something. But yeah, mana really has been an issue this game. Not the whole match, but the game in particular. It was a risky keep. Okay, they take Showdown to 8 mana draw 4. Not exactly where we want to be. Spirit gone, okay. Tapped white source. Unfortunate. Okay, I kind of feel like I have to get in the air. I could play these and draw some cards, but that's not exactly solving my problem here. I'm gonna play out the Spellbinder. Tax this. And we need the lands, we need the mana. I have to play this tapped. So 1/1 flyer trades with Spellbinder. 3/1 flyer trades for a Selfless Savior, sadly. Okay. They attack like this. Dog is annoying. You go to 8. There's some more land. This is an exile, we can make sure it can't be cast. I can take out this Redain. How much is this? 6 mana. They're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're on 6 exactly. Tough calls. I could play a 5/5, draw a card, and then we pretty much have this Faceless Haven dealt with. I think we have to take out this flyer. Like, we pretty much have to. We can't be taking that much damage in the air. Yeah, like if I play the Magistrate, then they just animate the Faceless Haven and make me chump with something. But if I don't, then they just play the Angel and threaten double lethal. It's not a great spot, guys. It's not a great spot. So this is green. That much we know. I need removal spells. I think I have to play this though, right? Oh man, it's tough. And then I have to chump with this. I think if I'm doing that, I'm losing. So we'll play this out and hope we can find some removal. Reach blocker. All right, that's a thing. Get hit for 1. Yeah. Okay, down to 4. There's the second angel. And they get another angel. Okay. Takedown. Takedown is a spell. How greedy can I be? What I really want to do is play out Bone Crusher Giant, play Sentinel. It actually, doesn't have to be that, does it? Okay. Because if I play Bone Crusher Giant and we hit an untapped land, then I can play Sentinel, hold open, takedown, and then we're in a decent spot. Well, let's say I don't wait to play the Bone Crusher Giant, and I just play Magistrate Sentinel. Block takedown. Sorry, yeah, you know what? I think that's also okay. It's not perfect, but it'll do. Okay. We can chump one of the angels because of reach. Dog. Yeah, no. We have to do this now then. Could be a takedown. Shoot one of the angels. Okay. So, I pretty much need more removal. Rip apart, eh? Does that help me? Rip apart shoots an angel, but it gets protected. Rip apart can... I think I'm just dead, right? I think I'm just dead. I can rip apart the glass casket, get my Clarion Spirit back, and then play a Bone Crusher Giant. And then we have a 1/1 in the air, but we're just dead by 1 damage, which is frustrating. I'm going to attack with the beast and see what happens. Yep, that's what I thought might happen. Well, and I don't even have double red, so I can't even go for that play. Guess this is my best bet. Try to draw into something. Innkeeper, yeah, and we're dead. Alright. Tough match. Tough match. We pretty much conceded game 1. Eek. Okay, let's go on the play. Can we bring it back? Well, with a hand like this, hopefully we can. Let's fetch for some white. Instead of playing takedown tapped. Oh no. Mono red. I guess low mythic is just all aggro decks, or relatively low mythic. Maybe I should have played this as a tap land. We'll see. Okay. Interesting draw. So I can play an Innkeeper and then play a 1/2. Or I can just go like Scorched Earth, removal spell tribal. If I play Stomp on this Charger, then what happens? Then turn 3 I can go Innkeeper plus Takedown. Or Innkeeper plus Giant Killer then. You know what? I think that should be okay. Let's just hold open Stomp. Kind of regretting not playing this tapped, but if we could find more land, then we should be, you know, should be laughing. And Robber. Okay, so glad we did what we did. I Stomp. I could also just play this as a 4/3. Okay, that's a land. That's pretty good. So yeah, like Innkeeper plus Giant Killer, or Innkeeper plus Kabira Takedown something, or just Bone Crusher Giant. But if I wait on that, I can go second Innkeeper into a Bone Crusher Giant after. I think I'm going like this, and just potentially taking 1 damage. If they want to play Fervent Champion, then we can remove that or something. I can take 1 from this Charger. It's not a huge deal. Stomp. I will Kabira Takedown in response. Let's go ping my Innkeeper. You won't. Ah, they didn't. Scam. Okay, well, is that your whole turn? They actually had a proven champion. That's hilarious. Okay. So, probably... Oh, what am I getting? Another green, I guess? Or another white? That can be white, so I think we just get another green for now. We do like double green, so we can play both sides of Lovestruck Beast. Get that sweet, sweet value. Nice, another Innkeeper. Giant Killer, good against Haven, good against Bone Crusher Giant, good against big annexes, good against cleaved creatures that aren't, or that are above 4 power above. Yeah, you guys get what I'm saying. I don't mean like just putting a cleave on this champion, I mean actually cleaving something that matters. Torbrand. Do I double block? I'm kind of tempted to double block, honestly. Hitting me for 3 first strike. Torbrand no cleave is an issue. You know, I think we double block. Okay, not bad. Not bad, not bad. Now what? I can't chop anything down just yet, so is it just second Innkeeper? Innkeeper, White Source? Do I just play the one mana side? We know they have targets, right? Which is super frustrating. Let's buy the 5/5. I'm going to be patient. It could be correct just to play the 1/1 draw, the 1/2 draw 2 cards. But I really want to chop something down, whether it be a Bone Crusher Giant, whether it be a Faceless Haven. They don't have Cleave just yet. If they had untapped land, they might have had Cleave. Annex and Hall Monitor. Okay. Well, that's concerning. If this last card is Cleave, we're just so dead. So you know what? I'll do this main phase. Lots of 1/1s. I play my 1/2. And draw some cards. Okay. And I guess we play this on white now so we can hold open the takedown. And I pass. If I had one more creature on board, I'd feel a lot better about this. Just animate the Haven. Just no biggie, animate the Haven. Oh no. Okay, if I shoot the Hall Monitor, they can still attack and cleave. Alright. They attack with 3 creatures. I actually kind of want to keep this Giant Killer. It can tap stuff. We'll go here. If they cleave one of the 1/1s, I can take down in response. There's the cleave. Put on a 1/1. Okay. Cleaves Torbrand up. Okay, ouch. We fall to 3. I can tap this forever. I play my 5/5. That will block your Faceless Haven. And I prepare to tap your Torbrand forever. I mean, blocking with the Innkeepers is pretty much necessary. It sucks, but it's something we have to do, I think. Fervent Champion. Shit. Okay. Well, at least if they re-equip, I can tap it. As they enter combat, they can play Bone Crusher Giant. Yeah. We can Spellbinder this last card if they don't play it. They're going to attacks. I tap your Torbrand. Would you like to attack with the Fervent Champion? You would not. Surprising. We're at 3. Healthy 3. More land is not good. Okay, second cleave. Well, let's pass. Hull monitor. Okay. I guess you can make my Gigantha unable to block, which is annoying. That's actually a really good top deck for them. I tapped your Torbrand. They top deck Hull monitor. We top deck Fabled Passage. Nice. And now my Gigantha cannot block. And the opponent will kill me. Nice. Nice land draw. Oh god, okay. 4 lands to my what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10? Nice. Okay. Let's try that again. Melee. These. No, no, no. No, no, no. How's that look? Maybe we can even drop another showdown and just go for this. Doesn't seem very good. Magistrate seems like decent. It's an okay blocker. Alright, let's go like this. I like cutting a lot of my expensive spells in aggro matchups, especially red. Having the 1 red cat melee is pretty cheesy. Let's go. This was a card we were missing last time. The good old 1 mana, 3 mana 5/5. So also slight issue. If I play this on 1, I don't get this on 2. Kind of annoying, but it is what it is. And the opponent mulligans, so I think I am just going to play out my... Wait, is it even worth playing? Okay, hold on. Yeah, I think it is. I don't think we could just hold open a Rip Apart forever. Plus it can take out artifacts and enchantments, so we have a Cleave Answer. Haste. Offer the trade. No trade offered. I'm going to Glass Casket this away. This card is actually threatening. Should have attacked first, but if they wanted to trade, they would have offered it. 3rd Lovestruck Beast, nice. No Stomp, sad time. I mean, sad time for us because... Oh, for them more, they took an extra damage. Now we might see a Stomp. Nothing? Okay. Annex. I mean, Annex looks a lot less scary when I could just rip it apart. So what do I go for here? Is it even worth taking this out? They can't cleave. I think I just play out an entire other Lovestruck Beast. And now we're presenting a potential 12 damage right now. Cool. Casually. A Crow in War. Alright. Alright. I understand. I understand. I get it. I love this card, guys. It's so good. Summoning Sickness is unfortunate. But yeah, we blow this up, take our card back, don't force any combat. I'm going to play out the Spellbinder here. I want to tax them on a potential Cleave, or tax them on a potential Bone Crusher Giant, or just see what they're working with. Double Frostbite Robber of the Rich. I mean, if I tax them on 1 Frostbite, then their turn is double Frostbite. If I tax them on this, then their turn is either 1 Robber or double Frostbite. So I think we just take this. Say go. The fact that we have this 3rd Lovestruck Beast means that even if they shoot my 1/1s, I can still attack, which is so funny. Alright, let's see what you got. Yep, mono red loses to Lovestruck Beast. Classic. Let's try that again. This time on the draw, so the game's going to be a lot more difficult. I think we run it back. Don't really want this, it's too slow, especially on the draw. Redain is like okay. Maybe we're supposed to run 1 Redain. I feel like it's just really slow though. We can tax their cleaves. It has vigilance, which is fine. Shield also isn't horrible. Okay, I'm gonna trade 1 Spellbinder for a Redain. If I draw that Redain and it bites me in the ass where a Spellbinder would have been better, well, then I sideboarded wrong. But they fill the same spot in the curve. They have almost like they have a very similar stat line, but Redain offers me more flexibility. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Good hand, good hand. Opponent mulls, perfect. We have Sentinel into Clarion Spirit to make a lot of 1/1s. And Innkeeper, I mean, these are 3 stomp targets, like creatures you really don't want to stick around. Really good draws are any adventure creature, preferably a Bone Crusher Giant or Lovestruck Beast. Okay. Actually, I think we play this one out instead of this one on green, because I'm probably going to go for a Spiridon 2 instead of Rip Apart. And Sentinel does fix mana for us. Okay, that's going to be a Frostbite. No Frostbite? No Frostbite. So what, they have Rimrock Knight? Can Rimrock Knight target your... Yeah, okay, Rimrock Knight, perfect. I wasn't sure if it was just my creatures or all creatures. So white. Now we go here. And let's make another Sentinel. Just go even wider. Make even more potential mana. Perfect. This is good. We're in a pretty good spot. No attacks. Awesome. I am going to attack in the air for 1. Now what am I supposed to do? I have access to 4 mana this turn. So I can rip this apart, or I can Glass Casket it. I can play the Innkeeper, and then I can play the Giant side of Giant Killer. Sorry, the 1 mana side. You know what? Seeing where I am in the game, I do think that's fine. So I'm going to crack Passage first. Just get my red source. It might have been correct to hold and see if we found untapped land afterwards, after doing everything. Okay, so we can start off... I'm going to start with the Casket because this is more flexible. If they want to Crowan War me, I can blow that up. I can blow up a Cleave with this. While this is worse against Annex, they aren't exactly in a position where 1/1/1 really matters. Okay. Innkeeper resolves. Oh, I shouldn't have tapped the Sentinel. I should have tapped the Clarion Spirit because I need the other Sentinel to make the other mana. You know what? It's okay. Opponent scooped it up anyways. Whew, okay, so I think we just had a much cleaner start than they did. We really popped off there. This is what I'm talking about. The deck just has so much gas. Alright guys, and we are back. So while I typically don't love adventure decks, I don't hate them, but I don't find them the most exciting to play, I really do enjoy this one. I don't know what it is, maybe it's just because Naya is a fairly underpowered standard color combination, or at least has been for a while, and getting to play a different set of colors is always a good time, but there's just something about this deck. I feel like it's just your quintessential mid-range pile. You have really powerful creatures, but mostly you have a ton, and when I say a ton, I mean a ton of card advantage. Like, all your adventure creatures are 2-for-1s. Your Clarion Spirit generates 1,000,000 tokens. You have so much card draw in the form of Toski, the adventure package, and Showdown. I feel like, in theory, you should never run out of stuff to do. And this deck isn't just playing a bunch of dumb fat creatures and drawing cards. The sideboard, along with the Spellbinder and Magistrate plan, gives you a solid vision on how to counter specific decks. You have all your anti-aggro tech, and you have all your anti-control tech, and you have your anti-rogues and graveyard tech, and it's good tech. I don't know if it's just me, but I really like all these cards. I feel like each one of them is individually powerful, and like, I don't feel like I'm playing anything bad. Like, there's not necessarily any bad cards in my deck. Like, the worst one is arguably Drannith Magistrate, but like, all the adventure cards, Spellbinder, Sentinel, these cards right here, like, everything just feels so powerful and so good to play with. So if you guys want to try it out, again, it will be in the description down below as always, and I will catch you in the next one. Peace out.